Hey, this is Wesley from Wesley Summers Instrument Repair. We're working on a Quinta Huapanguera today. This is our guy. I already worked on refinishing the top and removing all the mica and plastic stuff off of the fingerboard. And now what I'm doing is trying to open up the back because we have this terrible separation of the two back plates right here, and I don't see anything so far online on YouTube or anything about anybody having had dealt with this problem. So I'm gonna do as short a possible a video as possible. What did I say? Anyway, we're gonna open it up. We're gonna re-glue the two back plates, and what I'm doing right now is I'm starting on the heel, trying to separate the tab of the back plate from the heel of the neck, and that'll take me some time. I'll check back in a minute. So one thing I forgot to mention is that I have never done this before. I do not know what I am doing, and all I have is this weird little spatula thing and my brain. So as you can hopefully see here, I got the seam open all the way around there. I did take a little bit of a chunk off of the actual heel, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm sure it will glue back up fine. Now what I have to do is start working around on the binding. Okay, so at this point I have to admit I do not know how to take binding off of a guitar-like instrument. So I'm going at it with my weird little guy, my spatula thing, and my hammer, and I'm trying to dig in to get that seam out, but it's just not really going my way, and I'm trying from all angles, and I'm still having a lot of frustration. So right there I went in with my soldering iron to heat up the binding, and then I switched to the heat gun, and the heat gun started to work a lot better for me, and it started to come off nice and easy. And then, yep, oops, I broke it. Okay, alright, that's too bad. But continuing with the heat gun, I kept going around, and at a certain point, it was coming off very easily, and ideally, this comes off without leaving any little specks of wood behind, and that you could pull off the binding all in one go and keep it complete, and then just reuse the same binding when you're putting the back on the instrument. But I think in the end, this is going to result in me having to make a whole new binding. Alright, I got all the binding off. I kind of broke it in the process, so I'm going to have to make a new binding, which is a bummer. But also, this happened. Yeah, that's the a part of the rib that kind of split while I was taking it off. Okay, so now you're going to watch me figure out how to actually get the back plates off. You're going to hate me for it, but I have an idea. Alright, so my brilliant idea was to try to saw through the kerfling, and that was only after a frustrating amount of time trying to use the heat gun and the spatula to take off the plate, but eventually I decided I'm going to try to use the Dremel tool with a piece of wood attached to it to guide the tool along the kerfling. That also ended up just drilling right into the plate, so I abandoned that idea, and I didn't have footage of it, but what I ended up doing was just going back to using the heat gun and the spatula. The slow method is the best method, and I finally got it off, and now I'm carving off the bracings, and then I'm going to undo the back plates and run them through the joiner and rejoin them. After doing some more heat gun to coax the two back plates apart, I ran them through the joiner to get that joint straight again so that the two parts would meet up again. I used some tape to meet them back up, put some glue in the joint, used this rope and stick trick that I learned in Mexico to make it all straight again, and then I used the heat gun to undo the kerfling on the inside of the back. I'm gonna have to make a new kerfling, new binding, and new braces, but by the end it should all look pretty good.
In a world where Quinta Huapanguera is in need of dangerous repair,
We're gonna open it up.
there is a man in a wood shop
Hey, this is Wesley.
And although his tools are few,
All I have is this weird little spatula
and
thing.
his knowledge is basic,
I have to admit, I do not
he
know.
has a will stronger than whatever kind of glue was used to put this instrument together.
Oh, I'm sure it will glue back up fine.
But the repair will cost more than the value of the instrument at its original buying price.
Okay, alright. That's too bad.
The question is, how much will he end up actually charging the customer?
What did I say? Anyway,
One instrument, one man. Quinta Huapanguera.